What's up, guys? OJ here. Welcome back. And we're talking about Xenoblade Chronicles 3 today. Fire Emblem Warriors. What shocked me about this game and the Three Hopes subtitle going into it, and then a game that I would have never thought would come to Nintendo Switch. But before we get into anything, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, and click that notification bell to get my videos first. Now we're starting off with some more in-depth details and discussions on Xenoblade Chronicles 3, because I personally feel that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 has some of the strongest main lead direction and art direction in the series, if not the best so far from what we've seen. I do want to elaborate on some new information or some extra information that I haven't covered to this point yet, talking about the main characters that you will be playing on the Nintendo Switch with Xenoblade Chronicles 3 this September. So Nintendo has given us some more information. We do know about the world of the game, so it's called like Aeonis, and it features hostile nations, Kiev and Angus. Kiev is an area with mechanical technology and was developed and has armies that are large, comprised of combat vehicles, and they use small unit and mobile vehicles operated by soldiers. Now for Angus, it's a nation based off of magical technology known as Ether, which extends to combat as well, using small mobile autonomous weapons featuring Ether technology in battle. So you're setting up a huge grand battle between these two warring nations, and then you have all of these characters that are hailing from different areas coming together to solve this conflict and maybe even more. Now we do have the confirmed characters in the game, and that includes Noah, Lance, Inui, Mio, Tyon, and Senna. And of course, we'll get more information as Nintendo gives us more. Probably E3 will probably be the next big drop of information, pre-orders, stuff like that, special editions, all of that. So I wanted to go over the 6 soldiers first when it comes to Xenoblade Chronicles 3. They'll take part of this big grand battle. So we have Noah. He's the main character, of course, and he is one of the protagonists of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And as a soldier of Kiev, Noah is also an off-seer who mourns for soldiers who've lost their lives on the battlefield. Then you have Lance, an ally of Noah's, who wields a great sword that doubles as a shield, and we saw him in action during the trailer. Then we have Inui. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Maybe I'm saying it wrong, not really sure, but either way, I'm hyped. A childhood friend of Noah and Lance, who has a sharp tongue and rough personality. She specializes in healing her allies in battle. Then you have Mio, the other protagonist of the story. Mio is a soldier of Angus and an off-seer like Noah. And then you also have Tyon, a tactician who fights alongside Mio using his smarts and insight. And then last but definitely not least for this first batch of characters is Senna. The soldier is an ally of Mio and Tyon. Despite her petite figure, Senna wields immense physical strength. Now Xenoblade Chronicles 3 brings together the futures of Xenoblade Chronicles and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and will launch this September, of course. And you know, it's interesting because I get so many questions about the character design and what's going on here. And I remember talking about it. Is it the best character design? Is it not? How do you feel these characters are going to be? And honestly, and I'm not just saying this because it's the new game, but I personally feel design-wise, this is the strongest that I have ever seen for the main cast of a Xenoblade game. Even if you date back to the original Xenoblade, some of the outfits, I mean, Charlotte's outfit, cool, I guess. Shulk's outfit, cool. But I think the future connected outfit is insanely better, ridiculously better than Shulk's default outfit. Now, obviously, some people will kill me for that in the comments, but I love his future connected outfit, which is why I use my own avatar on the channel as the future connected outfit instead of the original Shulk outfit. And I feel that like Rex and Shulk both have that kind of weirdness with Xenoblade with their original outfits, kind of like dorky, which is nothing wrong with that. but I just feel that if you look at what Future Connected did and the outfits in that game, it seems like they're saying, okay, let's build off of that with this one here, because this is just some amazing design. If you look at the main character, Noah, I mean, look at this red, look at the black and the boots and how he looks here, the ponytail and everything. It's really cool. People are reminded of Flynn, Shin Megami Tensei 4. So I think that if you look at that outfit, that definitely gives more off of a Future Connected vibes with Shulk's outfit in that. So it's just something that I've noticed is just a lot better. And I think that it looks like it's more grounded. It looks like it's more in tune with what soldiers would actually wear if you start seeing some of these outfits. But even with, you know, Noah's protagonist or side protagonist here, you know, she has these chalk arms and everything like that. And the skirt with the jacket, you know, with the halter top a bit and the nice lace boots. I mean, everything here looks really good when it comes to the design of the characters. I feel like I know them already, even though I know nothing really too much about these characters outside of what Monolith Soft has just said. So I'm actually very happy with what's going on here. And even like this High Entia character that's here as well. I mean, this design is just so cool. It reminds me of something like maybe Tracer from, you know, Overwatch, or a little bit of just like superhero characters, you know. It just really looks cool. Like, I really love what they've done here with the characters, and I think that once again, this is the strongest when it comes to the character design in Xenoblade Chronicles. Now, this really hypes me up more for the game, and I think that the design of the characters is definitely going to play a massive part into how this story just plays out completely. So I am really looking forward to seeing where the story goes, how they connect all the different games, what they're doing here. I mean, there's been theories running wild that this game not only connects Xenoblade Chronicles and Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but even Xenoblade Chronicles X as well. So I mean, we'll maybe dig into that another day, but I wanted to get your thoughts on this. What do you guys think about the character design in the game? Is it the strongest in the series so far? I'm gonna go ahead and say yes for me, but I do want to hear your thoughts. I'll be looking. Let me know in the comment section below. All right, now moving on to a game that I would have never even thought. I didn't even know what this game was, but it needs its own segment here on the channel. It needs its own time to shine, and you guys need to check this game out, or at least have it on your radar. And it's called Live Alive HD 2D Remake, in the works here. So the story behind this game and how this game was even like coming to fruition, like what happened with this game, is just incredible, because it doesn't really happen often to where I watch a Nintendo Direct, or I watch a presentation, or I see any type of announcement and I don't know of a RPG. I usually know of everything, even if it haven't been released in the West or anything like Seiken Densetsu 3, which was Trials of Mana. I knew about that. I played it before. There's always certain games like, oh yeah, I heard about that. It didn't come over, or whatever the case is, but I legitimately had no idea what this was. I never saw it in a magazine, or at least nothing that I can remember. I never even had reference to it online. I never accidentally downloaded it like Japanese ROM or anything. I just had no idea. So when Square Enix and Nintendo pulled up with Live Alive, I thought it was Octopath 2, because they're showing all these characters and stuff, but then he said Live Alive, and I'm like, okay, what is this? So let's go over what it is and why you should be excited for the game. So Square Enix has announced HD 2D remake of the September 1994 released Super Famicom title Live Alive for the Nintendo Switch. It will launch both physically and digitally on July 22nd worldwide. Nintendo is publishing the game here in the West. There will be a physical copy. It is $50, but to be honest, guys, it'll probably be worth every single penny, because I don't think Nintendo's going to print a lot of these, and when they're gone, they are gone. So I'm even thinking about buying a couple copies when it comes down to it. Now, in Japan, the game will be available in both standard physical and digital editions for 7,480 yen, and in a collector's edition for 22,000 yen. Now, the latter, available on the Square Enix eStore, includes a copy of the game, Live Alive Structure Arts model, Live Alive HD 2D Remake board game, Live Alive HD 2D Remake original soundtrack collector's edition with booklet and shoulder bag. So they're kind of going in for that Japanese special edition, which is not confirmed here in the West yet. Now, here's a little bit of an overview of the game. Previously, Unreleased outside of Japan, the RPG game Live Alive is releasing on the Nintendo Switch system in the HD 2D style. 7 different stories featuring different protagonists, time periods, and gameplay styles await. In the Wild West, a wanderer with a bounty on his head fights for his life. In the twilight of Edo, Japan, a shinobi undertakes a secret mission. Experience these tales in any order you choose. The adventure is yours to control. What other stories will you uncover on the horizon? So to me, this really seems like the original basis, I guess, for Octopath Traveler. Maybe what they looked at and said, maybe we can make a game that was kind of like Live Alive. But the difference with this game between like this and that is that Live Alive is actually different games per era. It's like a fighting game, it's like a shooting game, it's a 2D stealth game, it's various different games all mixed in together. And that is crazy that they were able to do that on the Super Nintendo. I'm looking back and I'm thinking, how did this game even become a thing? It almost gives me like chills that they're able to accomplish these different type of styles. And apparently they're in depth with each one for different ones, for all these different people here, for all these different games. That is incredible. That is just absolutely incredible. And I cannot wait to try out this game. And man, it sucks that it never came out here in the West beforehand, because I think that it would have done really well if put on the right marketing path and everything. But then again, it might be a hard sell considering it's like 8 different games or whatever the case is, man. So this is awesome. I am really excited for this game. Like, it can't come soon enough. Obviously, it's coming out July 22nd worldwide. Love the worldwide release date, and I love the HD 2D. This stuff is going to be really good going forward. I can see Square Enix doing a lot more HD 2D things in the future. So we'll see how this one works out, but I think this game is going to sell ridiculously well on the Nintendo Switch. I think it's going to put up some big numbers that maybe Square Enix and Nintendo didn't expect when it comes down to it, because it's a relic, but then it's new, but then you know that it's probably going to be rare later, but then it has all these different styles. It's just a curious game. You just want to try out. So yeah, I was blown away by this game at the Nintendo Direct, and I cannot wait, like I said, to play it and try it out, probably stream it. I have to stream this. So what do you guys think about Live Alive? Is it something that you're interested in? What are you most excited to play? Which story are you most excited to play? And apparently all the stories connect at the end, or they connect throughout the game somehow in all these different eras. They all connect, which is going to be the incredible things. I have no idea about this game. I don't know anything about the story. I haven't had any spoilers or anything like that. So wow, it's going to be pretty crazy. So what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the final topic here, we have to discuss this. Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes announced for the Nintendo Switch. Some of you guys saw my reaction in my live reaction to the Nintendo Direct, and man, it's coming soon, June 24th. One of the best things about the Nintendo Direct is that they announced the game and it's coming within the next 6 months or so. Like, the latest game out was September, which isn't even too long when you think about it. Yeah, towards the end of the year, still kind of mid-ish, but still, it was incredible just to see the bang, 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 announcement after announcement after announcement, starting off with Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, June 24th. Let's talk about this just a bit more and why I'm excited for this game. Now, publisher Nintendo developer Omega Force have announced Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes for the Nintendo Switch. It will launch on June 24th. Here's an overview of the game. We've got Edelgard, Dimitri, Claude, and other Fire Emblem 3 Houses characters return to put their combat expertise on display as you revisit a war-torn Fodlan. Unleash devastating combos and striking special moves in action-packed, real-time combat. Cut down hordes of enemies as characters from the Fire Emblem 3 Houses game. Take down dozens of foes with Edelgard's axe or Dimitri's lance, or blast enemies from a distance with Claude's bow. Slash, swing, and spear your way to a brighter future of Fodlan. Purchase the digital version of the game to receive regular visits from a friendly messenger owl outside of your personal quarters. It'll gift you owl feathers that can be used to boost your support levels with other characters. So let's talk about this. Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. I know people were looking for the actual new Fire Emblem game announcement, which I think is still coming, guys. I think that's still coming. That's the reason why I wanted to talk about this. I know people are, what's going on with the next Fire Emblem game? Guys, this is right on track. Just like last time. Just like last time, we can rewind all the way back to 2017, the launch year of the Nintendo Switch, the last legs of the 3DS, and the beginning of the mobile era, or one of the beginnings of the mobile era for Nintendo. Fire Emblem Heroes announced at the Direct, that they had the Fire Emblem Direct. We had the new Fire Emblem game for the Nintendo Switch, and we had Fire Emblem Warriors, which was announced at the January 2017 presentation, but then they talked about it again at that presentation. So this is good because we're going to get Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. I think this game is going to be improved over Fire Emblem Warriors on the Nintendo Switch. This game is probably going to have more custom movesets and feel more like a Fire Emblem game that has more personality in it outside of a Musou game with a Fire Emblem skin. You guys understand the difference between the two? I think that Fire Emblem Warriors, while it was fun, it felt like a Musou game with a Fire Emblem skin on it, whereas Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity felt like a Zelda game with the Musou elements added into there. There's a very big difference between that Age of Calamity and Hyrule Warriors, which felt like a Musou game with a Zelda skin. So I think that this game is going to be like what Age of Calamity was for Fire Emblem Three Houses. Now, I don't know about the story, so we can't talk about that in terms of canon and what's going on there. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it's an alternate type of thing. But what I mean is from a gameplay standpoint, where Age of Calamity, I had way more fun in Age of Calamity because of the uniqueness of the characters and how they really specialized it towards the Breath of the Wild game compared to doing a compilation of all these different heroes from different games and different Zeldas, and it just feels more generic. Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes seems and even just looks like it's going to be more of a tailor-made Fire Emblem game in that Three Houses series with the Musou elements. So that's what makes me more excited for this game than I was for Fire Emblem Warriors. Now, I do want to talk briefly about the next Fire Emblem game because I still think it's coming. This shows right what I thought it was going to be when it comes down to it. I didn't know the order that they were going to put Fire Emblem games in. I just knew that there was going to be a Warriors game spinoff. I knew that there was probably going to be a remake coming, and of course the new game. And now we've gotten the first leg in that three-pronged attack here when it comes to Fire Emblem. We should probably get an announcement of the next Fire Emblem game, whether that's the remake first or that's the new game. We should get that announcement later this year. I don't think it's going to come at E3. It could be at E3, but I think it's going to be after they get done with Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So I think it's going to be in the fall, September Direct. That game's launching there, and then you can kind of finish off with the one more thing, and it might be the next Fire Emblem game. So we're going to have to wait and see what they actually do with it, but I'm excited to get into this one because it actually looks pretty good. And Fire Emblem Three Houses is like my favorite Fire Emblem game along with Fire Emblem Awakening. So I'm excited for this one. So what are your thoughts when it comes to everything that we discussed here? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and we will see you for the next one. Peace.